Hey y'all, I'm Barbara. Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm so glad that you're here. And today I'm excited to be able to show you this home remedy that you need to have if you are a gardener. I'm really excited to talk about this because I think sometimes with gardening channels, they're only in the garden. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I try to do on this channel is to really talk about all the things in a homestead life. And part of that is knowing how to treat yourself naturally and have remedies. And there's things that happen in the garden that we can't control, like being stung. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Here is a quick, easy way to help you if you get stung while you're working in the garden. So if you're brand new here, thank you for stopping by. My name is Barbara. I live in Zone 7B in the state of Tennessee. And mostly on this channel, I do a lot of gardening content. We have 3 main gardening spaces that we garden in. And then one of those spaces we actually garden in year round. So we're growing food 24/7, 365 days out of the year. But also we come into the kitchen and we preserve the food that we grow. So we can it, we freeze it, we dehydrate it, and we also use a freeze dryer. So there's many ways we talk about preserving food. And then we also cook some things from scratch that we've gotten from the garden. So teaching you how to take what you grow and make it into a meal, or use it, whether it's through a meal, whether it's through seasonings, or whatever the case may be. And so now I want to add something to the mix, and that is how to use things that you grow, as well as having some natural home remedies for things that may happen in the garden. So let's talk about being bitten in the garden. So there's a couple of things to preface this video. Now, if you're one of the ones that can go outside and work in your garden, you know, willy-nilly, and you never have to worry about bugs, this might not be for you. But if you're like me, I am a magnet for whatever reason when it comes to bugs and insects. It's something about my blood they must love, because my husband can work in the garden. He never has an issue, but with me, I always seem to have an issue. So I'm always spraying insect repellent, and I use a natural insect repellent. I'll pop the video up here where I've done 2 separate videos on insect repellent, so I'll pop both of them up here so you can go take a look. One has several ingredients, and then there's another video where I use just 3 ingredients. So if you don't want to go out and buy a lot of stuff and you have these 3 ingredients at home, you can make you a quick insect repellent that's natural and DEET free. But let me tell you what happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was in my greenhouse getting ready to work, and I was getting ready to start my seedlings for the fall. And I have one tub that has a lot of potting soil in it. And so I went to go and open the tub to get some potting soil. Now keep in mind, I haven't started seeds since like April. So this tub has been in my tunnel the whole time, and I probably haven't gone in it in the last 2 to 3 months. So as soon as I go to open up the tub, a swarm of what I thought was bees at first came out, but it was actually, I got stung by a wasp. Like as soon as I opened the thing, it came out. I swatted, and I got bit like on the left side of my stomach. Instantaneously, it stung, and it was on fire. I literally dropped everything in my hand, hopped in my truck, and drove up to the house. Like, it was stinging so bad. Like, it was no ramp up. It was nothing, right? So I've been gardening for 4 years. That's only the 2nd time that has happened to me. So in 4 years, that's not too bad, right? But let's talk about what you can do. And for me, and I'll tell you, spoiler alert, I ended up having an allergic reaction. Like, it got me really, really good. But I want to tell you what I came in the house and I did immediately. And for the first 2 to 3 days, it provided instant, immediate, good relief until we finally figured out that I was having, after that, just an allergic reaction. That obviously that wasn't going to do anything with, and I ended up having to go to the doctor. But when I came home, the first thing that I put was comfrey salve on the wound. And when I say just as immediately as I got stung and was burning, immediately the stinging and the burning ceased immediately. So comfrey salve is something, let me see if I have, yeah, here it is. So we actually sell this in our shop. I have done videos. I did a video on how to make your own comfrey salve. So if you are growing comfrey in your garden and you didn't know that it is a healer, then I want you to go watch that video on how to make your own comfrey salve and go make you some so that you can have it on hand. Comfrey salve is great for bruises, bug bites. It's great for inflammation. It's great for broken bones. It is, what's the word? It is also commonly known as knit bone, like knitting things together, because it is a healer. It will help in many of those regards, right? So if you have comfrey in your garden, definitely make you some comfrey salve. Or if you like, I don't want to make it and you just want to buy it, then go to the link in our bio to our website and you can go grab you some comfrey salve. We sell it and we do ship it within the United States. So that's the first thing that I put on. And so this is what the comfrey salve looks like here. So it's just a traditional salve made with comfrey, shea butter, organic beeswax, and lavender essential oil. So I put that on there and immediately the burning stopped. So let me show you the next thing that I did. And that's actually what I'm going to show you in this video today. And I used a charcoal poultice on it. And I will pop some pictures up here and show you kind of what it looked like. But we're going to show you how to make it and how easy it is. If you don't have charcoal in your house, I'm going to tell you to go get you some right now. You can buy from Azure Standard. There's a link in my bio for Azure Standard. I'll pop a picture up here also of what the charcoal looks like, but I'm actually going to show you. So charcoal is great. They use it in hospitals. It's great if you get food poisoning. It is great if you have an upset stomach. It basically just draws the toxins out. So you can ingest charcoal, activated charcoal. Again, let me just do a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you some natural remedies that we use in our house. Again, you make your own determination and your own decisions, but they do use it in hospitals, like when you have food poisoning or whatever, to kind of get the stuff out of your stomach. And so you can buy it in capsules, you can buy it in the powder, but you want to use activated charcoal. But for this, we're going to use the activated charcoal powder. It looks like this if you've never seen it before. It looks just like that. So like charcoal. And so you're going to make a poultice. And so what a poultice is, and what I did was I made a poultice and I laid it on my stomach for like an hour. So it could draw like the venom out, it could draw the sting out and help reduce the swelling. And let me tell you, it works. I've used this many times over and I actually keep it in my freezer. So that's what I want to show you today, how to make it and how to have some on hand. So here's all that you need. You need some activated charcoal. You need some type of binder. I use just flaxseed and water. That's all you need. So let me show you just how simple this is. So I'm gonna pour this charcoal in a bowl. There's no measurements. You just do however much you need, because you're gonna make this into like a slurry. Now keep in mind, like don't use like your good dishes, because charcoal will stain. So if you have like a white bowl or something like that, I wouldn't recommend you use it because it can stain and leave like a, black or gray residue. But let me just show you. So you're gonna just pour some in here. That shows you kind of how much. And then we're gonna add some flaxseed, and all the flaxseed is doing is binding it together. So I would say however much charcoal, start off with maybe 1/4 of the amount of flaxseed, like that. And then you're just gonna add water. That's it. And I'm just pouring, I have a spoon, and I am just literally stirring this to make like a slurry or a paste consistency. So you can see that it's like clumping up. I need a little bit more water because you want this to be paste-like. And if I added too much water and it got too soupy, then I would just add more charcoal. Okay. Just like that, it's coming together. So that is exactly what it looks like. Now, you would ingest it in this form. When I say ingest it, like you could take a charcoal peel if you have like gas on your stomach or if you have food poisoning. But this right here, you would use this topically only, right? So you can see the consistency. It's just like a paste. So then what we're gonna do is you're gonna take paper towel. So there's like 2 sheets of that. And let me get a couple more. And you're just gonna lay it on the paper towel. It's almost like you're gonna just, let me add a little bit more water. I like mine just a little bit more loose. Again, you can use whatever consistency you want. But I like to be able to spread it. So basically you're gonna take it and you're just gonna spread this onto the paper towel. And then I fold it up on each end like that. You can fold it in like that. And you can see how it's already coming through, just like that. And so then I wet it just a little bit. So let me go damp it just a little bit. Okay, so I've dampened it just a little bit. And so basically what I did was I put this on my stomach where I got bit, and then I wrapped, press and seal, saran wrap, cling wrap, whatever you have. I wrapped it around my stomach, my body, so that this could be held in place. So that way I could just move around and keep doing what I was doing, like around the house or whatever the case may be. So now you can just sit down and set this on here. That's perfectly fine. But for me, I like to be mobile because I'm like, I can do more than one thing at a time. So I'll show you, I'll pop a picture up here and try to show you without showing anything indecent and show you kind of what I mean. But basically you're just gonna put it wherever this is. So let's just say it was my arm. I would put it on my arm and I would have it this side down. I'm not actually doing it now because I don't need it, but have it this side down, and then I would just wrap, saran wrap. I like press and seal because it holds better. Like I don't like cling wrap. I don't even buy cling wrap. I only buy press and seal. That's how you would do it. But since I'm not using it now, what I do is I actually make these up and I keep them in my freezer. So I pop them in a sandwich bag just like this, seal it up, and I just put it in the back of my freezer at the top, and it is ready to go, just like that. Let me show you ones that I already have. So these are ones that I just put out of my freezer before the video to show you. I have two. No, I have one that I've already done. So why is this important? So the day that I got stung, I didn't have any of these made up in my freezer. The one I used, the last one, I never did anymore. So I had to quickly try to make this while I was burning, stinging, and everything else. And my daughter was trying to help me. She had never done it before. So she's like, what do I do? And I'm like, move out of the way. Let me do it. But if I would have just had this, I could have literally just come in the freezer and put it directly on the bite. And because it's cool, it's going to feel good as well. So now I have the one that I already had, and then I'll have a second one to do. And normally I'll just put them in the same bag, but we still got more stuff, right? So we're going to make up another one. So same thing. I'm going to take all of this and spread, fold it up like that. And then this is gonna go in the bag. So I'll probably just transfer them all to the same bag. So I got 3 poultices ready to go in my freezer, just like that. Let me tell you, if you get stung, if you get bit, it's gonna feel real good to be able to go in your freezer, pull out the poultice, put it on there, wrap it around, and then just let it sit. And what happens was it draws out the sting, it draws out the venom, and it reduced my swelling. So I did this. So when I got stung, it was like close, it was at nighttime. So I had this on here until I went to bed. So it probably was 1 to 2 hours. I took it off. What then you just wipe your stomach. It'll have like some residue, but not a whole lot. Because this is in the paper towel, it's kind of seeping through and it's able to draw it out, right? But I went to bed, and then the next morning when I got up, I did it again. I put the poultice back on there, wrapped my stomach, and just went on about my day and wore it, for a few hours. That worked really well for the first 2 to 3 days. And then when it got better, and then all of a sudden it got really hot and I started to break out. That's when I was having an allergic reaction after like 2 days after I got stung. I ended up having to go to the doctor. She's like, yep, there was nothing that you could have done. You actually was allergic to the venom and it was like it's almost like it was turning into an infection or whatever in my body. So I got it, you know, just in time. But the immediate relief and being able, if I did not have an allergic reaction, like I would have been done, no problem. And when I went back and thought about what stung me, it wasn't a bee, it was an actual wasp, which I've never been stung by a wasp before. When I got stung by a bee, I used this, no allergic reaction, no doctor, it all worked just fine. So this is a good thing to have. Other things that I want to mention that I feel like you should have in your kitchen if you are a gardener is aloe. So make sure that you have an aloe plant in your kitchen that you can use when you burn yourself cooking and things like that. Another trick that you can use if you don't have aloe, if you use Carmex or Blistex, something like that, have that in your kitchen. It does the exact same thing in terms of aloe. It will take the sting out of a burn. So you can, so I have Carmex in one of my kitchen drawers, and I also have an aloe plant that I keep on the kitchen counter. So the kids know, hubby knows, you burn yourself, and we just, again, we use it, I'm not gonna say frequently, but it's good to know that it's there, right? Like my son, they were making donuts the other night, and he touched a pan that he didn't know was hot, and immediately, I wasn't even in here. I came in here, he was like, I got the aloe, where's the Carmex? I'm gonna do double duty. So they know, and it's just quick and easy. So when you're gardening, you have to think about the what ifs. What if I get stung? What if I get bit? If you're in the kitchen cooking your farm to table stuff, you know, what if I burn myself? These are just simple things to have in your house ready to go. Aloe, essential oils, charcoal. If you grow comfrey, make you a comfrey salve so that you can have that immediate relief. Because y'all, it's easier for you to grow it, buy it, do it, already have it at your house versus when you're in the moment and your hand is burning and the bee is stinging you or whatever, to try to go and buy something. These are just natural ways to take care of that. So I hope that this quick little video inspires you to get your house in order. Get your supplies if you have them and get things moving where you need them to be. Remember, gardening is a journey. This is unfortunately part of it. But remember, let's grow together, and let me know in the comments if this is new information, if you already use charcoal, or if you have any other tips and tricks. Leave them in the comments for everybody else. I would love to see them. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.